Every year, billions of apples fall like golden rain across the vast farmlands of America. But these are not the sweet apples you usually enjoy. They are tart, bitter, and almost impossible to eat raw. Yet, they are the very soul of one of the most distinctive agricultural industries in the United States, the production of cider and apple vinegar. From the lush valleys of New York to the sun-drenched orchards of California, hundreds of farms quietly cultivate this special variety of apple. With more than 900 cider production facilities across the country, the United States produces hundreds of millions of gallons of cider each year, a beverage that embodies the perfect harmony between agriculture, science, and culture. This is a field deeply rooted in tradition, yet rapidly advancing through industrialization, where modern agriculture technology and agriculture engineering empower farmers to increase productivity while preserving the natural spirit of the land. Today, we will journey to America's cider apple farms to discover how people have transformed these seemingly ordinary apples into a symbol of intelligence, creativity, and national pride. The cider apple planting season in the United States usually begins in mid-February, when the ground is just warm enough for the roots to take hold in the moist brown soil. Orchards in New York, Pennsylvania, and California come alive as rows of young trees are planted using advanced machinery and precision-controlled systems that manage every inch of soil. This marks the beginning of a long journey, as each apple tree takes between 3 to 5 years to produce its first crop. Unlike sweet varieties such as Fuji or Red Delicious, cider apples are tannic, slightly bitter, and dry. Their unique chemical composition, rich in tannins and acids, makes them the ideal ingredient for the cider industry. American farmers understand that what matters most is not the beauty of the fruit, but the flavor hidden beneath its rough skin. In recent years, modern agriculture technology has completely transformed the way apples are grown in the U.S. Farms now use soil moisture sensors, weather forecasting systems, and agriculture engineering to map the soil's nutrient composition. Drones fly overhead, capturing detailed images of each orchard block, helping farmers detect pests early and adjust fertilization precisely. Every planting decision is no longer made by instinct, but guided by data and science. When spring arrives, apple orchards burst into a sea of white blossoms. Millions of honeybees are brought in to pollinate the trees, ensuring even fruit development. It is a moment when the entire farm feels alive. The buzzing of bees blends with the sweet fragrance of apple blossoms drifting through the air. Yet, farmers know that this beauty carries risk. A single late frost or sudden cold wind could destroy an entire bloom. They care for each tree as if it were a living being. Every drop of water and every ray of sunlight is carefully calculated to ensure the trees stay healthy and the fruit develops its perfect balance of flavor. 3 months later, as the apples begin to change color, Nebraska, New York, and California prepare to enter their busiest and most anticipated time of year, the cider apple harvest season. If you had the chance to walk through a sea of white apple blossoms, breathe in their fragrance carried by the spring breeze, and hear the hum of bees at work, would you want to witness firsthand how America cultivates the special apples that give birth to its world-famous cider? As summer fades, the apples begin to turn deep red and golden brown, a clear sign they are ready for harvest. Across states like New York, Virginia, and California, hundreds of farms enter their busiest season of the year. Unlike the careful handpicking seen in orchards that grow fresh eating apples, the cider apple fields are where mechanization truly demonstrates its power and efficiency. Massive tree-shaking machines, masterpieces of industrial machines and agriculture engineering, are brought into action. These machines clamp onto the trunk and shake it vigorously for just a few seconds, sending thousands of apples tumbling down onto soft nets spread across the ground. In an instant, the entire orchard is filled with a cascade of red fruit and the rhythmic thud of apples hitting the fabric below. From a distance, it looks like a breathtaking apple storm, powerful, mesmerizing, and almost unreal. Unlike premium apples that must remain perfectly intact, cider apples can be slightly bruised without affecting quality. That is why machine harvesting is not only faster, but far more efficient. Tons of apples are collected by specialized vehicles and transported directly to sorting areas. There, advanced agriculture machinery takes over, cleaning off leaves, twigs, and soil before loading the apples into storage bins ready for delivery. What once took weeks of labor-intensive handpicking now takes only a few days. A single machine can replace the work of dozens of people, dramatically reducing costs and ensuring a consistent quality of raw material. Productivity has soared, but the farmers have not lost their traditional spirit. They still supervise every step, inspecting each batch to make sure the apple's natural flavor is fully preserved. When the last trucks roll out of the orchards, loaded with fresh, vibrant fruit heading toward the processing plants, a calm silence settles over the fields once again. The harvest season has come to a close, but the journey of these apples is just beginning. Soon, they will enter the most magical phase of all, being transformed into golden cider that carries the pure taste of America. Would you like to witness it for yourself? The moment when billions of apples rain down from the trees, the most spectacular scene of the harvest season in the United States? After leaving the orchards, billions of apples are transported to processing plants, where modern technology combines with skilled craftsmanship to transform them into cider, a beverage that carries the very soul of America. Inside the factory, the production process is executed with absolute precision, carefully monitored at every stage, from washing to bottling. First, the apples are poured into an automated agriculture machinery system, where high-pressure water jets thoroughly clean off any dirt or residue. Optical sensors then scan each fruit, removing any that are damaged or substandard. The remaining apples are sent to the crushing area, where powerful industrial machines grind them into a fine pulp in preparation for juice extraction. At the pressing station, tons of crushed apples are fed into massive hydraulic presses. Under hundreds of tons of pressure, the juice is extracted to the last drop, flowing out as a rich golden stream. The leftover pulp is not wasted, but repurposed as livestock feed or converted into organic fertilizer, an essential part of the green agriculture technology model that ensures nothing in the cycle goes unused. The juice then passes through multiple filtration stages to guarantee purity before being transferred into fermentation tanks. In a quiet, temperature-controlled room, hundreds of stainless steel tanks stand in perfect rows. This is where the magic begins. The apple juice ferments naturally, or with the help of specially selected yeast strains. Thanks to modern agriculture technology, the temperature and humidity inside each tank are maintained with remarkable precision. Each apple variety, each growing region contributes its own character, creating distinctive flavors that range from the crisp tartness of New York apples to the smooth sweetness of California harvests. The fermentation process can last anywhere from 3 weeks to 3 months. As the yeast transforms the natural sugars in the apples into alcohol, a gentle, sweet aroma begins to fill the entire factory. Each day, skilled technicians take samples, measuring alcohol levels, acidity, and fragrance to ensure the perfect balance of flavor and quality. This stage requires a flawless blend of experience and precision, a process that is part science, part art. When fermentation is complete, the cider is filtered one last time and transferred to aging tanks. Premium ciders are aged for months in oak barrels, where they develop a rounder, richer flavor profile. The rest are carefully bottled, labeled, and distributed to markets across the United States. Beyond cider, a portion of the apple juice is diverted into separate production lines to make apple vinegar, a product beloved in American cuisine and natural health remedies. When the golden bottles of cider are finally lined up neatly on store shelves, few people realize that behind their crisp, refreshing taste lies an extraordinary journey of technology, craftsmanship, and dedication. Cider is more than just a drink. It is living proof of how modern agriculture technology and the hands of passionate farmers can work together to create something truly remarkable. And the question for you is, when you take a sip of cider, can you taste the sweetness of the fruit, the richness of the soil, and the quiet pride of the people who continue to write the story of American agriculture? Behind the massive tree-shaking machines, the hydraulic presses, and the towering fermentation tanks stand the silhouettes of quiet, dedicated people. The farmers of Nebraska, New York, and California who have devoted their lives to the apple tree. They represent a new generation of farmers who carry the calloused hands of tradition, yet embrace the mindset and knowledge of the digital age. Each morning, they do more than just walk the orchards. They check data on their phones, monitor soil temperature and humidity, and track the productivity of every row through sensor systems spread across the fields. Even with the support of modern agriculture technology, they hold a deep and enduring love for nature. They believe technology is merely a tool, while patience, precision, and respect for the earth remain the true foundations of agriculture. This belief has made Nebraska and the agricultural heartlands of America symbols of resilience and innovation. From the heavy branches of apple orchards to the high-tech production lines of modern factories, the United States has proven that agriculture is not just a story of the past. It is the future of technology and creativity. Every bottle of cider is the result of sweat, knowledge, and faith in the land from which it was born. If you love stories about modern agriculture technology and want to explore more inspiring agricultural journeys, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to join us in the next adventure, where nature and humanity work together to create the miracles of the earth.